Peace, y'all. Now getting into the Scorpio video of the Misunderstandings series. Now getting into the basic archetype of what Scorpio represents, we'll start with the element. Now, the element is water. Now, water is going to be dealing with connecting with people's emotions in a lot of different ways, being able to understand people's emotions, being able to give off emotions, being able to push off emotions at the same time. And also just absorbing the environment and also the way other people are feeling, you kind of being like a little bit of a magnetic, not even just a magnetic pull, but just a magnet in general for other people's emotions and other people's vibrations, and how other people are feeling on the inside. Now, Scorpio is the fixated water. Now, this is the solid water, meaning the ice cube, a cup of water, water in a bottle and shit like that. Meaning that Scorpios, this is basically what it is. If you gotta kind of like shake a Scorpio, you gotta shake a Scorpio up sometimes to be able to get their emotions to really move and like kind of do some sort of transformations and stuff like that. Because otherwise, the Scorpio's emotions is just, it's just in the water bottle. You know what I'm saying? It's not moving anywhere. It's not harming anybody. This is why the jellyfish are down deep in the ocean. This is why all the deep sea creatures are all in the bottom of the ocean. This is why the scorpion itself is just hot, is under the rocks and everything. Scorpios don't want to be fucked with. Be like, look, I'm just trying to smoke my blunt. I'm just trying to like get my weed out, get my little drink, get my little bit of vodka or, whatever you drink or however you indulge in everything like that. Scorpios, whatever you may do. You know what I'm saying? You like to go into the dark and do that shit and everything. And that's what I'm saying. That's the whole archetype of Scorpios. Scorpios are, see, it's like I was saying I know I had people in the comments saying, shout out to y'all, but people saying like Libra being hoes and shit like that. It's like, it's basically what it is there's a misunderstanding in astrology and everything. You know what I'm saying? People attribute, because what I'm saying, every sign, look, don't be ashamed, like, if a certain trait, like an Aquarius, for example, I'm an Aquarius, like the traits that describe Aquarius, like even the typical stereotypical traits of Aquarius, like, actually translate into actual facts for the most part, especially when I actually visualize other Aquarians. Even I play it out myself too from time to time. It's not anything to be mad or upset about. It's just we have these energies. But what I'm saying, we all have to learn how to balance and combine all the signs together so we can understand all the signs better. But Scorpio, they're in their own emotions, so it's kind of like, don't fuck with me. But anyway, getting to that point, Libra, but that's what I was saying, Libra is like the overcompensated energy, you know what I'm saying? Or that's what I was saying about Libras being misunderstood. They may be misunderstood because they may appear to be overcompensating with other people. Scorpios don't fuck with that shit. Scorpio, like, if they're fucking with you and they see one thing off that is bad enough to just, that isn't even worth compromising with, they won't even, they'll just let you straight up know and everything like that. Like, look, I'm not fucking with you and everything like that. Or they may just sting you and run the fuck away. You know what I'm saying? All Scorpios play out very different energies. You know what I'm saying? Like, Scorpio energy raised me my whole life and everything like that. Like, from my sister to a lot of my close friends and everything like that, to my first girlfriend and my twin flame right now, Archangel Raphael, Latrice Capiche, also. But Scorpio energy, like I said, Scorpio energy is very dear and important to me. And, me being a Cancer moon, of course I'm going to attract a bunch of water signs and everything like that. Pisces, Cancers, and Scorpios. But Scorpio is very prominent, mainly because I have the North Node in Scorpio. So pretty much, like, the universe pretty much showed me in the beginning of life that I have to deal with these kind of lessons and everything. Scorpionic lessons. Dealing with detachment and being basically not being afraid of being alone in the dark from time to time. And dealing with that murky energy. That's what I'm saying, like, behind the scenes, like, having sex is just like people, that's taboo and everything like that. Sex is a very sacred energy. That's why sex sacred is very secret, sacred. You know what I'm saying? That same energy signature, the same rhythm of that vibration is going to play out the same way. So Scorpios, very passionate. That's why they're ruled by Mars. Now we're getting into like the planetary rulerships, but we're also getting into, how that basically explains the energy. Mars and Scorpios are very passionate. Scorpios are very, if they're fixated on one person at a time. It's not, I'm going to fuck everybody that I see and everything, but it's just that energy. When they say like Scorpios are freaks and shit like that, what they're saying is that they're super passionate with that one person that they're fixated on, that emotion on and everything. So that's how that wave pushes it out for Scorpio. But that's why they're very intense and everything like that. Scorpios are extremely intense because once again, you got Mars, but this is the feminine side of Mars. And this isn't Aries. This isn't you headbutting motherfuckers. This is you being a little more like, kind of like how Virgos look back and criticize people, but Scorpios do it in like they won't even let you know that they're looking you up and down and shit like that. They'll act like everything's cool and everything like that, but in their heart they're like, keep playing, knock your ass out and everything. That's how it plays out. Because Pluto co-rules Scorpio, so there's that power struggle. Well, I mean, it could play out as a power struggle, but it's just basically the energy of wanting to have control of a particular situation. Since we're dealing with the water element, it's more so having control over your own vibration and your own emotions and all that good shit. You know what I'm saying? Pluto is going to be in the genital area, you know what I'm saying? So that area and that, energy signature, sometimes you have to control your own sexual desires and everything. That's really kind of what it is with the Scorpio energy. You have to control your sexual desires, because even though they may bubble up in the surface, sometimes it's like y'all have more of a capacity to be able to handle it and be able to contain it a lot more, which is why, fixed water, an ice cube or water in a cup. Uranus is exalted in Scorpio. Now, what this means is this is just that energy of, change. And also, bringing things new and everything. That's sometimes, secrets, when you reveal a secret to somebody, or when you reveal something that you're keeping pent up inside of you and everything, this is very new to other people, because this is something that people didn't expect from said Scorpio. So this is like Scorpio's highest point and everything. This is like that very, able to present itself as very unique and everything, based upon it kind of hiding this unique aspect that it may have had for such a long time, based upon it being fixed water. So it may have felt that it would have been judged by expressing itself in its own unique way. But, it's the exalted. So actually what this ends up playing out is this is the highest point of Scorpio, is being unique and being a little bit rebellious at times too, aka more so rebellious in the fact of, not like how Aquarius is rebellious just for the sake of being rebellious, or fighting for a cause, or for a humanitarian cause or something like that. More so like if people are trying to get into a Scorpio's business, they'll knock them the fuck out, like bring mega opposition and everything like that. But like I said, more so for the sake of, protecting its own passions and its own goals that it's trying to achieve. Because that's more so what it is with Scorpio. It's not that they're stinging you because they feel that if you get too close to their goals, especially if they're not really familiar with you and everything like that, they have this heightened sense that, more is going to go wrong, if they keep you close around. So this is why they're highly detached individuals. Now, Venus is away in Scorpio also. So kind of like Aries, Scorpios don't really do well into the area of compromising with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not really the kind of people that is going to be relatable just for the sake of wanting to compromise or be relatable in a situation. Like, Scorpios have their own fixated emotions. Like, let's say you don't like when people make baby jokes and shit like that, but then you got, because, a lot of people are, kind of sick in the head and demented when it comes to jokes and shit like that. So, people make, dead baby jokes or some shit like that at work and everything like that. But Scorpio doesn't like that, because some people just do that for the sake of being relatable or some shit like that. Because that's what I'm saying, the relatable Venusian energy, just because it seems like it's a very peace-loving, energetic planet, it doesn't always, it's just the energies of compromise and relatable appreciation. These people may appreciate dead baby jokes and everything like that. So they may value these things. So you being a Scorpio, or Venus being away in Scorpio, means that this is like energies that Scorpio doesn't fuck. Like, if they're in that situation, they're going to be, they might even cuss you the fuck out. Like, they may even knock you out and everything, because you may have played out a situation where you boiled this Scorpio's emotions up too much, because you were trying to be relatable to this Scorpio, but you didn't know what this Scorpio had in its own heart, how it felt about said joke that you may have said or some shit like that. And then said Scorpio will try to have power and control over the situation. And if that means having to put you in your place, either verbally or physically, or some other shit that you don't want in your life, basically. So be aware of that. Scorpios don't play. And that's what I'm saying. They're highly misunderstood individuals, and this is why Scorpios kind of play out that energy of not giving a fuck and everything like that. More so kind of like, one second. But yeah, Scorpios don't, sorry about that. Scorpios aren't really heavily compromising because, you know what I'm saying, they have their own emotion and they have their own way of feeling about a situation. So you can't really budge them just for the sake of wanting to be relatable, emotional wise and everything. And then the moon falls in Scorpio. So the moon is your reactions. This is the rule in the heart space and everything. This is the cradle. You know what I'm saying? The moon, you know, when you think about astrology and everything, the moon is in the crescent shape and everything like that. But when you think about this actual shape and this, you know, formation, this is like, you know, holding a baby. You know what I'm saying? The baby is in its most comfortable state. You're rocking it to sleep and everything. It's able to be in a, you know, a wavy vibration and everything like that to where it's able to be rocked to sleep and everything. Not in the way of, you know, hypnotizing people, but just, you know, literally rocking the baby to sleep to where it feels comfortable and everything. So even me, I'm a Cancer moon, so I couldn't even help but to even say that in a very soft, comfortable, motherly based tone and everything, or comfortable based tone or something like that. So, you know, the moon is a weekend in Scorpio. This kind of means that Scorpios don't react like the way that they feel that they should in a situation, but based upon them, if they were to actually react in the right way and like tell people what had happened in the situation that they reacted to, they feel like they would be heavily vulnerable and everything in the situation. Like if someone were to abuse a Scorpio in the past, let's just use that as an example. Not going to go any further with examples, but or detail, but let's just say a Scorpio got abused as a child. You know what I'm saying? But based upon the moon falling in Scorpio, that played out the energies to where this Scorpio didn't react the right way or in time for where, you know what I'm saying, so it could dissipate the situation. But there was actually a reason why it didn't react, why the Scorpio didn't react in time. It was not just because of it'll feel bad, you know what I'm saying? Like it wants to be able to play out the energies of being able to expose a motherfucker for abusing them and shit, but they know that they're so young, and you know what I'm saying, sometimes people think that children are kind of like, you know what I'm saying, like seeing shit, or you know, taking things out of context and everything, and then, you know, it can play out like that, you know, based upon them not reacting in the right way, you know, or on time. They may react a little later, or may mention that situation a little later or something like that, and then people may not believe them. But essentially, like I said, the person who abused this Scorpio, like in any whatever kind of capacity, mentally, in any kind of way, you know what I'm saying, they'll feel like if they were to expose this person, aka bring this thing behind closed doors, that's what's happening, especially with emotional manipulation. This person may kill the Scorpio, do something worse to it, you know what I'm saying, or manipulate it even more or something, you know, all sorts of fucked up shit. But that's kind of like the archetype of Scorpio. You know, Scorpio is really deep, you know what I'm saying? Like there's no, once we get to this area and everything like that, there's no getting past it and everything like that. It's just by default, just it's really fucking crazy. Now, getting into what makes this energy misunderstood. Now, the opposite of Scorpio is Taurus. Two signs next to Taurus are Aries and Gemini. Let's start with Aries. Now, Scorpio actually understands Aries a little more than Gemini, but at the same time, there's still misunderstandings, based upon the fact that Aries is the masculine, pushing out, positive side of Mars, whereas Scorpio is receiving passions. So, Scorpio may be misunderstood more so for the fact that, well, first of all, quick rundown of Aries. Mars rules Aries, you know what I'm saying? So this is pushing out passions, or seen as very passionate. And then the sun is exalted in Aries, meaning that this is like the sun, you know, to put the sun in your head and everything like that. People could see your ego shine and everything like that. So this is like you being seen to take the lead onto a particular situation. Venus is away, kind of like Scorpio. So once again, Aries don't really like playing out the energy of compromise, and more so like they want to be their own individual within a relationship and everything like that. And then Saturn falls in Aries, meaning that Aries may play out energies of trying to create a new way of how to see reality, and then other people may criticize this Aries based upon their visions being very unrealistic or not being solidified the right way or something like that. So, all that being said, Scorpio, these energy factors are going to make Scorpio misunderstood, because Scorpios may not express their passions, you know, externally. They have all this pent-up energy, but people may not understand why the Scorpio is, you know, keeping the shit built up and everything like that, keeping that Martian energy built up, because people can see when you're, because just naturally you being a Scorpio, Aquariuses, Leos, fixed signs in general, because we're fixated and everything like that, we already like kind of create this cloud, you know, it's like a built up container energy. So with emotions, if you hold in a bunch of passions or emotions or deep desires and everything, people are going to be able to feel this from you, and people are going to be like, you need to let it out, you need to let it out, you need to let it out. And then you may try to overprove and say that it's not that, but overall it creates this kind of like, I'm not understanding what's really going on. You say da 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 da, and it kind of plays out like that. So the sun being exalted in Aries and Uranus being exalted in Scorpio plays out energies where it's the sun opposes Uranus naturally. So, you know, Scorpios may not be understood because they may feel like they don't take, just like how they don't react in time to a situation, people may feel like Scorpios don't take the lead. You know what I'm saying? Like, example, like if a Scorpio was abused, they may feel like, why don't you take action? Why didn't you create a cause or create a situation where you're seen, where your cause or your situation or your story could be seen and everything like that? So people may highly criticize you because the sun is exalted. So you may be exalted in a criticized kind of way, or you're criticized, or the energy being thrown towards you as far as you being criticized may be highly exalted. And you may be tired of this shit to where you may feel like you have to express yourself now. Now Venus, basically with Aries, you know, Scorpio may not be understood because they may not express, you know, they may hide, they may keep things secret because Scorpio is just dealing with behind the scenes energy in general. May keep things a little secret when it comes to, you know, what they feel like they want to be relatable to or not. But the reason it's misunderstood is if you push a Scorpio too far to the edge, then they'll reveal the things that they weren't so relatable with you about, and then you'll be like, you could have just told me the shit from the beginning and everything like that. So it could kind of play out like that too, and just be aware of that. Just the natural archetype of Aries interaction with Scorpio means that these misunderstanding alignments are going to be playing out naturally. And now, with Saturn, Saturn opposes the moon naturally. Now, the moon fallen and Saturn fallen means that at the same time, Scorpios may not be understood because they may not understand how to actually create reality out of nothing and everything like that. And the reason I say that is Saturn falls in Aries. So, you know what I'm saying, this energy is going to be playing out from Scorpio more so in the fact that it may not be understood because, you know, kind of like how, you know, reality for Aries doesn't make sense from other people. It's the same way with Scorpio, but it's like it plays out more in the fact that it's on an emotional level because it's opposing the moon. So it's like it's emotions. It reacted. People don't understand why you're not reacting to a situation, just like how they don't understand how you're taking action or taking the lead or creating a situation where you're seen for the things that you may have been abused for. They also don't understand why you're just letting shit slide by and everything like that. So this is the energy. This is more of the energy when it comes to the Aries aspect, why Scorpio is misunderstood by other people and everything. Had to catch my breath. Now when we get to Gemini, Gemini is Gemini is air, mutable air. So this is like you conversating with other people. This is where that two-faced, you know, energy, you know, two-faced energy comes from, where, you know, you see a Gemini, they may be your best friend, but then, you know, you communicate with them, and then all of a sudden when they're communicating with someone else, they completely shift and shape-shift into a whole different person. That's kind of like how the mutable modality works in general, but with Gemini, since it's air and it's dealing with the social realm, it could play out like more two-faced than others and everything like that, or appear more crazy and everything like that. So anyway, Mercury rules Gemini and Jupiter rules, I mean not rules, but Jupiter is away in Gemini. So, but yeah, Geminis are very smart people and everything, because this is the masculine side of Mercury, meaning this is you communicating the ideas that you received from Virgo, the 6th house, and now it's being, aka the nervous system, you receiving these ideas and you know, getting certain feelings and, you know, jitterness from these particular ideas, and now you're taking that energy and you're vocalizing it now, you know what I'm saying? You're taking that energy and you're vocalizing it to other people, multiple people that you interact with, aka mutable air. Now, this, and then, you know, with Jupiter falling here, with Jupiter being away here, you know, Jupiter is like, you know, Geminis, you know, yeah, they gather a lot of information, but they may not know how to look at the broad horizon of the particular situation. They may feel like the information that they read in a book is the end all be all of a particular situation, and those are the exact right answers. But you have to realize is that just because you read a little bit of an information, you have to actually go through these experiences and realize if these are things that you even want to resonate with in the first place. Now, this misunderstanding with the Gemini energy and, oh, it's not blurry, with Scorpio and Gemini is, Scorpio has made me misunderstood because, like I said, Gemini is very curious, very, very, friendly, lighthearted energy and everything like that. Geminis don't mean no harm. It's just, Mercury is a fairly new planet. It's like the youngest planet. It's the smallest planet. It's the fastest moving planet. So, what I'm saying? It's like the little baby running around the house and everything, knocking shit over, getting its hand in the cookie jar and everything, dropping all the milk and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? Got to clean up everything after the babies leave. If it's your nieces or your nephews or something and they're visiting, got to clean up your mess after that. So that's like the Mercury energy. But what I'm saying is Scorpio, Scorpio is kind of just like chilling in the dark and everything, meditating with its sage lit, blunt in its mouth. Got some, chill, mellow music playing out. It's bobbing its head. It's in the dark. It's just chilling. Boom! Hey, did you hear about this? Bill Gates and then been doing this and that. Oh, that COVID-19 shit and everything like that, man. I don't understand. A Scorpio will look at you like that. They don't even have to say nothing at that point. Like, that's all you got to do. And then that'll create a meaning and reason in the Gemini. Geminis will jump quick into that Jupiterian aspect and be able to put a quick meaning and reason on why not to fuck with this particular Scorpio at the particular time being. Because like I said, Scorpios are very defensive. That's why it's water in a cup, you know what I'm saying? They don't want their emotions to be tampered with. You gotta grab the cup yourself. You gotta prove that you're worthy to drink out of this chalice and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? You can't just come barging in and thinking that just because you may have a certain aura to you or you may have a friendly aura to you, that you could just come to me and talk to me any way that you can and everything like that. Well, not so much any kind of way, but just like think that you can just warm up to me and everything like that. It doesn't work like that. Especially not with Scorpios. And then, I almost busted my ass right there. And then one thing I want to note is that with the moon falling in Scorpio, this plays out like a Scorpio may not even react at first to Gemini's, not even just Gemini, but just that curiosity, Mercury-based energy, always wanting to conversate and like talk about something about nothing that may have nothing to do with anything. So it's like that they may not react to time and be like, okay, just work with this man, work with this person, work with this person, work with this person, work with this person until it finally gets up to here, work this person. And then when the Gemini says one thing that may even like rub you off the wrong way, but they didn't mean it like that, then that's when they're going to feel the stinger of the jellyfish or the manta ray or the scorpion or just you drowning underneath water in general. And that's how Scorpio is misunderstood. They're misunderstood because they may not know how to express their passions right there and there. They may be seen as not really taking action really at first. May be seen as not really revealing what they feel they are relatable or not relatable in. Also very, they may be misunderstood as far as, creating reality based upon their reactions and everything like that. And then they may be misunderstood just based upon the fact that they don't want really to do too much talking with people that they're not familiar with and shit like that, aka the third house, which is dealing with the energy of familiarity. And yeah, we're going to be getting into Sagittarius in a little bit, so I hope y'all appreciated the video, and I'm going to catch y'all later. Peace.